Hey, check it out. We're working on the sweep tool for our solid body extrusion. That's going to let us create a profile along a path. So profile is a closed area. Path is just curves or lines that are connected. Okay. And so say I want to take this path and create copies of it along a curve. And maybe this is inspired by some organic seating. You could imagine this being like a corner bench. Actually, I was thinking about a real fruit bubble tea in the Eaton Center and these kind of globular wood shapes. A couple other steps to make this kind of shape, but it might start with the sweep action in CAD. Okay, so let's start from the scratch and get ourselves an organic style sweep going. I'll finish this one and make a new file. And in that new file, I'm going to make a sketch. And that sketch is going to be the cross section of my seating or my sweep. So I'm going to make that closed profile. I'll make it on this plane. And without worrying about size today, I will sketch the closed profile of what the seating might look like. To make the one that you just saw, I used the Fit Point Spline tool, and I'm going to just draw the front of it, kind of imagine where you would sit down, have a backrest. Maybe we won't make it too crazy. There we go. I'll go down, and we'll come back around in a nice organic way, and you can see it continued the curvature back around when it was connected. From there, imagining that this is a real seat, I need a flat bottom for it to go onto the ground because it's kind of like a beanbag chair at the moment. So let's draw with the line tool, a line across the bottom. I'm not so concerned about connecting either edge. I'll just overdraw it and be left with this profile. That's all I need to do for this sketch. I've got my closed profile that I can work with. Okay, before I do the sweep tool though, I want to point out the difference with sweep and extrude. Extrude, if I were to press E, I just get the perpendicular sweep of it here, not giving me any curvature there at all. So that's a little bit limited. I want to drag this along the path. I'll make a new sketch, and I need to make the path at a perpendicular angle to my profile here. So that happens to be in the way that I've set it up at the origin on the ground profile right here. So if I look in a 3D view, I can see that the sketch plane that I'm working on, which is the grid here, is perpendicular to the profile I'm going to work with. The very first thing I need to do, though, is to set up a point that is that is perfectly tangent to this profile, as in a point that's really touching this profile. In order to do that, it's easiest if I P for project, click on the outline of that surface, and you can see that that red line, now it's purple, becomes the projection of this sketch into the sketch that we're currently editing. So it's important to note that this profile, not in our current sketch, it's in a previous sketch, and our new current sketch gets this line drawn. From this line, we can draw our curvature, fit point spline, and I can draw anywhere along this line. Actually, it would be good practice to choose either the center or the very edge of it. I'll choose the center. I need to be careful not to create a curvature that is too sharp for the software to follow, such that it would create geometry that is impossible, or what you'll see it say is intersecting itself. So I can't make 90-degree turns here because this shape wouldn't be able to deform around it. Now that I've got my curvature set up along the perpendicular plane, looks like this, and you can see that it's touching the line that I projected, perfectly tangent there. I'll now sweep it, so I can press S to open the shortcut tools and sweep. We'll use the blue solid body sweep, clicking on the profile, and then selecting that I'm selecting for a path and going to the path. Now here immediately I'm presented with the error that I can't produce this shape, so I need to fix my curve. This might happen to you too. One thing that might fix it, first of all, is changing the direction to parallel. And we can see that if we keep the profile parallel to its original one, the curvature isn't too steep or isn't too sharp. If I go back to perpendicular, which is actually what I want because I want it to follow, I want this face to also follow the curvature of the line. I can edit how far my sweep is going to go, and I can find where is my problem area here. And I haven't found it yet. It's all a problem still, so I'm going to quickly edit this sketch, and I bet it's actually this area here. So let me reduce that angle so it's not so intense at the beginning. I'll sweep again with the profile, with the path. There we go. And now that I've resolved the tight turn that I had in there, it works with the perpendicular view, which is that the face here is always perpendicular to the direction of the path. So you can see that it changes direction as it goes. There we go. And then to contrast one more time, parallel will keep this face parallel or coplanar with this face. This one often works a little bit more flexibly because it's not changing direction itself. So I'll end with the perpendicular one, and I'll show that sketch, that is my path, this one, and I will edit it in real time, move it around a little bit, and I can see that Fusion recalculates in real time what it looks like. So it's actually fairly flexible to use and a little bit fun to experiment with what shapes are possible here. Here we can see that it's not possible and it's giving me that warning, but if I return it back, here something even as tight as that is indeed possible. Okay, so that's how you do a sweep along a path.